Hi there, welcome to What's Up Wednesday with Renee Weaver-Wright here at My Virtual Academy. Well, we've finally gotten a little bit better weather, and all the trees and everything are starting to blossom. The tulips, the daffodils, all the spring flowers, and the spring bushes are really starting to bloom, just like these lilacs that I have in the office here that I borrowed from someone's desk, from Nick's desk out in the other room. I love lilacs, and smelling the lilacs just reminds me of springtime, and that's what we're excited about today, is that it is springtime. But even though it's springtime, our program at My Virtual Academy still has an option for kids to get started back in high school right away so that they can get that high school diploma. And here to talk with me today a little bit, and I want to make sure your microphone's turned on. Did you turn on the button
I
there?
did.
You're
I
all
turned
good?
on the
Okay,
button.
Thank you. Is Desiree Glefke, who's one of our enrollment specialists. Desiree, you've been with us?
It'll be 10 years in September.
10 years in September,
Yes.
Great. And you've done all kinds of different things with us.
Yes.
And now you're working as part of the enrollment team that we're expanding. We're still looking for more people to join our enrollment team because we I have so many people that are interested in joining our programs. Yesterday we had 19 applications, and it just blows me away that on a Tuesday in May, when people are thinking, oh, it's close to the end of school, there can't possibly be a way I can get enrolled in school, that we are helping kids to literally get back on track and get their high school diploma. You want to tell me a little bit about what happens when we get an application in? What's the process? What happens with that?
So once we get an application in, we have to start collecting documents for each of our districts. We're partnered with 16 school districts throughout the state, and every district does require a little bit different paperwork. So we usually start off by a phone call letting a family know we received the application.
Okay.
And at that point, we would let them know we need to see the original birth certificate. We need a shot record and a proof of residency, and depending on the district, we may need 2. Some districts also need a driver's license. So once we gather all the paperwork that we need on our end, we will then fax their former school for their transcripts. Once their transcripts come to us, we will then move that file forward, send everything to our partner district for approval. Once we get that approval, we can go ahead and let the families know they've been approved, and then we'll start the process of getting equipment to them, and then sending their file up to their teachers so they can get started in their classes.
Okay. So a couple things going back to the paperwork. That's not our rules about the paperwork, right?
No.
That's a state requirement, and we have to feel the seal on that birth
Yes.
certificate. So that's a really important thing. And sometimes parents bring those right to our office here, so we can just feel it. And we have other ways that we can get the birth certificate as well. The proof of residency, that's always another interesting thing to me, because we've had people text us pictures of their house.
Yeah, their house
But
number
that's-
outside, and unfortunately that won't work for the school district. So we do need a utility bill or lease agreement.
Okay.
And it usually needs to be dated within 3 months of the date of enrollment.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that proves that the student's living there.
Yes.
And even though with our other programs, there's limitations on where students can live to participate with us, but with our Step Up program, which is the program that the 19 students applied for yesterday, we can service the whole state of Michigan, right? We have, I think, 3 or 4 kids up in the UP.
We do.
That are working with us, and those Step Up students, they get started right away. Like, we might be able to start some of those kids within 2 weeks if we've got all the T's crossed and the I's dotted. And then they can use their own equipment if they want, right? They don't have to use the equipment that we provide.
Yeah, they
for
don't.
them.
As long as there's a computer in the home with working internet, they can use their own. And if that computer is kind of bogged up with other people living in the house, we will provide a tablet for those students to use.
Okay.
So they just let us know what they need, and we will provide that so they can get their education.
And we are currently at about 240 kids that are graduating this year from our Step Up program, which is a huge jump for us from the previous year. So we're really excited about that. Now, those students, they are assigned an advocate, and that advocate is the person that works with them through all of their classes. We have tutoring help that's available, right, if they're having trouble with
Yes.
some parts of their class. For instance, if I was an advocate, I could not tutor in math, but we have a lot of great math people that can help with that. And then they complete one class per month. And once that paperwork leaves your office and comes up here, the pupil accounting people really scour those transcripts to make sure that any class that a student's already gotten credit for, they don't have to retake it, because we don't want people to spend any more time than they have to reach their goal of completing their high school diploma. The folks that you deal with on the phone when they're calling in for enrollment, Desiree, are there is there anything in common that people are telling you? Are they excited? Are they anxious? Are they nervous? Are they trying to do the best for their kids?
We get a little bit of everything. Parents are a little nervous because they've never dealt with online learning before. They're used to a traditional building. We try to make that process as smooth as possible. And we just have to remember that now virtual is a huge part of education, because I know when I went to school, I didn't have those options. And a brick and mortar is not for every student. And I know it's not the normal thing that a parent is used to, but it is a great option, and we see our students do very well in our program that are struggling in a brick and mortar building. It is a one-on-one with the teacher and student. They're not in a classroom, with 30 other kids, and I heard that they develop a better relationship with their teachers here at our program because it is a personal connection they're getting.
That's one of the most interesting things that was said when we started this program. I was asking a teacher what was different teaching in a traditional high school and teaching here, and he said in a traditional high school I might have a relationship with 2 or 3 kids in each of my hours. I might know something personal about 2 or 3 of the 30 kids that are in my classroom. He said, but here I know something personal about every single one of my students.
Which is so nice.
It is so awesome, and that's what we're finding every conference we go to, because we're continuously trying to improve on online learning, is that building that relationship is the most important thing, and is engaging with the students and with the parents too, because it's a process. It's a process for everyone.
It is.
So, any particular student, we're heading up onto graduation season. Is there any particular student that sticks out in your mind that you remember from graduations past?
I do, and I think I've said this story before. There was a gentleman. He lived about 4 hours away. He was in Step Up. He had a baby, and he left his house at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh gosh.
To drive to graduation. And he was so proud. He had his little baby in his arms, and he was introducing the baby to all of us, and it's just so nice to see them. We deal with them in enrollment, and we remember them. They stick out a little bit, and then to meet them again at graduation, it's a rewarding.
And that young man kept saying, "This is the reason I'm graduating," or "He's the reason I'm graduating." So that was very special, very cool. So, and we're getting ready. You've been packing up the boxes because with our virtual students, we send their graduation stuff to them, their caps and gowns, and a graduate T-shirt, and the invitations for graduation.
Sometimes there's a nice little letter in the box. So.
A tassel and a pin and all that stuff. And even though our students don't physically come in to a brick and mortar location, even though it's all virtual, we never see our students, we do have a nice graduation ceremony for all the students to come to. And it's always so funny to hear the kids say, and it happens every year, "This is so weird. I'm graduating and meeting my teacher on the same day," So, but even though they've met their teacher, they just haven't seen their teacher face to face. So it's really exciting times coming up, and we're so glad it is springtime, and we're so glad that we have a program that can help those 19 kids that applied yesterday to try and continue on with their high school education, because I don't know where else in the state of Michigan those 19 people that are trying to improve themselves, improve their lives, could have gone to get started on their high school diploma. They could have waited till the fall, but they filled that paperwork out yesterday on a Tuesday in May.
Right, and Step Up is year-round, so they can work all summer to get caught up and
Right. And we do have some students that come with us because of something that's happened in their lives, and they stay with us for a while, and then they transition back
Right.
to a traditional school, and that's awesome too.
That is.
You know, so that's a good thing too. So, well, thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope everyone takes a moment or two to enjoy the lilacs and all the other pretty spring flowers, good smelling spring flowers that are out there. But if you know someone that needs to get their high school diploma, we've got a great program for them. And if you just want to call our office, you can talk with Desiree or any of our other enrollment specialists, 800-297-2119, and we're happy to help you. Again, that number is 800-297-2119. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week.